Hello everybody, welcome back to FDE. I'm Mac and it is the final race of the season. This is it. This was the last one and honestly, it was a quick one. It seemed fast, but definitely furious. It was not just an easy race. It was interesting to say the least. First things first, I was there by myself that day. I didn't have my help, so I was trying to do everything by myself, and unfortunately, I didn't record the first heat. I thought I did. I thought I turned the GoPro on. I thought I pushed start. I got to the end of the race, took the helmet off, looked at the GoPro, and it wasn't even on. So I didn't get the first heat, but I did get the second heat and the feature after that. So let's just dive into it right away. To summarize heat one, basically that day they combined classes both with treads and slicks again, which I'm all for all the time anyways. So I got stuck intermingled with them. And in heat one, I started 5th position. And it was a pretty textbook race, nothing interestingly crazy about it. Besides, I did gain 1 position at the end. I will say that, through the heat, I noticed I was a fast kart. It was gonna be a fun day. And I just needed to keep it up and try to do the best that I could. So that's basically all there was for heat one. So before getting too far into the videos, I wanted to say that track conditions that day were actually really bad. They had micros the night before, and micros tear up the track pretty good, throw some nasty ruts in. So when they have to work it the next day, it's not a very good track, and it was a sign that day that track was going to be very difficult to work with. There was rumble strips the whole way around basically, and it made it very difficult. I would say overall that was a 1-lane track at best, meaning that even if you got a little bit outside of where the lane was for that day, you were sliding. And even with treads on, I was sliding. So the guys with the slicks, I couldn't imagine what it was like for them. So heat 2, I started 2nd as an inverse, and starting the outside position, I knew with the track being that it was, I was probably going to get freight trained right out of the gate, and I did. I got freight trained hard. I went from 2nd all the way back to 6th, I think it was, within the first 2 laps, and man, at that point it was just trying to pay attention the best I could to my line and make some sort of a move. Now, with a track like that where there's really no way to go around, there's nobody to go inside, you're basically playing follow the leader, and I hate playing follow the leader. I am not one that's just gonna sit there and watch things happen. The only thing I could really do was capitalize on somebody's mistake and basically try to force somebody to make a mistake or force my way into a position because I'm faster. And I will say that day I was fast. I was faster than basically anybody there on treads again, running against slicks. Working my way back up, I noticed, I think it was on lot like 3 or 4, maybe 5, I can't remember, but out of 3, mid 3, I got a little high and they started to scoot along. And that was a mental click of, stop paying attention to the person in front of you and work your line. Follow your line. And it shows what happens when you pay attention to your line and not, as I've said in previous, instead of being in race mode, you go to chase mode. I went to chase mode. It reminded me of that, and I quickly switched back to race mode and following my line. And I caught right back up within the next couple laps. And I was on them, but luckily I was able to make up a couple of positions. I think I finished 4th. So I dropped back 2 positions from where I started. But overall, tough track to work with, but I did what I could, even though I knew right out of the gate I was going to get steamrolled. So take a look. I'll see you at the feature. So the feature was a bit of a mess, but it was a fun race regardless. I started 4th position, I think out of 8 of us, I think there were 7 or 8. And so knowing that, I was gonna be on the outside again. And I thought I was gonna get steamrolled, but for whatever reason, the crowd just didn't come around like I thought they would starting right out of the gate. So I fell back to, I think, 4th or something like that, and worked my way up. Now here's where things got interesting. So I was a fast car. In the feature, looking at the numbers on my laps, I was the 2nd fastest kart of the day in the feature amongst a field of slicks. Now to me, again, I've proven it time and time over that treads can run with slicks, absolutely. There's no doubt about it in my mind anymore that treads absolutely can run with slicks. So knowing I was fast, I had to do what I knew best, and that was how to drive. The only way, like I said, to get around somebody was to wait for somebody to make a mistake and capitalize on it, or I wouldn't say be aggressive necessarily. I wouldn't say that my driving style that day was aggressive. It was that of, I have no other choice but to do something to insinuate the person in front of me to either mess up because they know I'm behind them, or make a move where I can based off of where I place myself on my apexing. Because I noticed that the slicks have a completely different apex and attack spot than what I have as a tread. And I realized that, and I noticed where my strong points were and where I could come in and make some sort of bump or move to try to gain a position. Unfortunately, when you come in as hot as I do, your front end tends to grab the left rear of the person in front of you, which has happened all year and again happened in the feature race. I ended up flipping the kart half flip because of that. And most people, when they have a big flip or something like that, they tend to just give up. And me, I'm the type of person where all 4 tires better have come off that kart, that motor better have blown up, or they better black flag me, but I am not coming off that. I'm not coming off. All right, I will race that kart broken. I've done it this year and I've been fast doing it. I am going to race that thing into the ground until they finally tell me stop, like enough is enough. And it's not just me being an aggressive driver, it's just me in the competitive side of it. If you want to beat me, you'll have to beat me even if I'm on a limp, on crutches, if I'm down a cylinder, which I only have 1 to begin with, you're gonna have to beat me. And I made a point of that definitely, I think, this weekend. I flipped it once, half flip, got back on the track, sent me to the back, worked my way back up to, I think, 3rd after starting at the back. Ended up making another fast move where I knew I was fast. Ended up on the back of somebody else's kart again. Spun us around, and actually another car crashed pretty severely in front of me because of it. It basically ran right into me. And what that did is it broke my front nose piece off of its mounting point. So the front was just flopping. And I noticed that as I was getting ready as they were clearing the carnage up. And the only thing I knew to do was basically jam my left foot between the kart frame and the body to hold it up off the ground so it wasn't dragging. Is that smart? Probably not, because if I take a good lick in the front, or if I hit somebody, heavy in the front, the only weak point of what's between the frame and the body was my foot. Not the smartest thing to ever do, but I wasn't good. Like I said, I'm not done until I'm done. And if I have to take my brake foot and sacrifice all brakes for my body not dragging so I can be fast and be competitive, I'm gonna do it. I'm going for it. So overall, it was a tough day. It was a rough day. Not the way I really wanted to end the season. I'd rather end the season on a good note with everything still fine, but you can definitely say I sent it this last race, and what a way to go. Ended up getting 1st in my class, and I think 5th in the overall race. And it was just because there was a certain point where I was like, you know what? There's only like 2 or 3 laps left to go. Even if I get around this person, I saw the people in front, and I was like, I'm never going to be able to make up that ground. It does me no good to gain 1 more position besides just saying I gained 1 more position. So let's just ride it as is and finish the race out. We've had a good season. Let's finish. And so that's what I did. So overall, it was an amazing day. It was fun. It was entertaining. I had a lot of commentary after the race of people coming up, people saying, either you're crazy or you're a man now after that, or, are you okay? Do we need to check on you? Mentally, I think it was more of a compliment because people saw, you know, he's not going to give up. Like, you're going to have to beat him to beat him. That's exactly what I want. I want to be known as a racer as, you know, hey, if you take him out real quick, he'll quit. No, I want to be known as a racer as, hey, he's not going to let you have this. You're going to have to go out and get it. And he's going to limp across the line if he has to beat you. But regardless, this season has been unbelievable. I'm going to do a follow-up video eventually, diving more deep into how the season was, what I thought, future plans, stuff like that. But for this, it was great. And I'll let you guys now enjoy the feature and its crashes and its glory all together. So I will end it here. See you guys next time.
Does it still turn left? That's all that matters.